From childhood, Anne's family had a rule: only the man who could unlock her MO family mechanism lock could marry her as his wife. But before the husband selection began, he secretly altered the lock's opening method, for in his previous life, as the sole daughter of the MO family leader, to marry the prince she loved, she had revealed the unlocking method to him in advance. The prince thus easily opened the lock and wed her. It was said since ancient times that whoever won the MO family's daughter would win the empire. With the MO family's mechanical arts aiding his campaigns, the crown prince always gained immense military glory. He eventually ascended the throne as emperor, yet unexpectedly, he slaughtered the entire MO clan, framing them for treason. It turned out the crown prince had slaughtered the entire family to avenge his beloved woman, Mia. Only as he lay dying did he realize that the one who rushed out to protect him was the 8th prince, whom he had always looked down upon. But the 8th prince could not defeat so many men alone, and was ultimately slain by the crown prince's sword. The two died together. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself back on the day of the husband selection. He thanked heaven for granting him a second chance. This time, he would never let the crown prince harm him again, so he immediately changed the sequence to open the Wild Goose mechanical lock. For the MO family's mechanical arts were vital to the nation, and as the sole daughter of the MO school's leader, her marriage must be personally decided by the emperor, and strictly adhere to the MO school's ancient tradition. Only the one who unlocks the mechanism could become her husband. In the grand hall, all the princes racked their brains, but still couldn't unlock the mechanism. Everyone declared it too difficult for anyone to solve. Then the crown prince unexpectedly arrived with his beloved Mia, pleading with the emperor to grant them a marriage decree, and found this odd. Such an event hadn't occurred in her previous life. Suddenly, she realized the crown prince had also been reborn. Upon witnessing this, all began discussing how the crown prince had forsaken the MO school's heiress to insist on marrying the daughter of a disgraced minister. Yet the crown prince stubbornly declared he would take Mia as his primary consort, even brazenly suggesting that if Anne insisted on marrying him, she could become his secondary wife. The emperor knew the MO school's mechanical arts were vital, and dared not offend them. He declared the sole daughter of the MO family leader could never be a concubine, refusing the crown prince's demand. The crown prince then proposed marrying both as equal wives. Relying on his memories from the past life, he confidently stepped forward to unlock the mechanism. Yet no matter how he manipulated the device, it remained unresponsive. He didn't know and had already altered the mechanism. Everyone said and had no intention of choosing a husband at all, but was humiliating the princes with the trap lock, and said, "But the 8th prince hasn't arrived yet." The emperor replied that since the 8th prince returned from battle, he'd spent his days drinking and wouldn't come anyway. Hearing this, the crown prince volunteered to fight in the northwest, and immediately pledged a military oath: "If I fail to win, I'll present my head to you, all to earn military merit and marry that Mia." The crown prince thought, in his past life, he pacified the northwest, he would surely succeed again. The emperor remarked that even the ever-victorious 8th prince lacked absolute certainty, yet the crown prince displayed such confidence. He immediately approved the marriage request, declaring the wedding would be held before the campaign. The crown prince didn't know that his victory in the previous life had relied entirely on Anne's assistance with moist mechanics. After all the princes departed, and thought she'd find no suitable match today. Just then, the 8th prince staggered toward her, seeing no one else. He assumed the selection was over. Having lost his beloved, he forced a blessing for Anne and the crown prince's happiness, and remembered from her past life that the 8th prince had once unlocked her mechanical lock. Unexpectedly, the drunken 8th prince effortlessly opened the Wild Goose lock. The sight of the wooden bird taking flight astonished the emperor, who praised the MO school's mechanical arts as truly miraculous, and immediately requested the emperor grant her a marriage decree. The emperor readily agreed, setting the wedding date for 3 days later, the same day as the crown princess. Double joy. But everyone assumed the emperor had bestowed her upon the crown prince as a concubine. Rumors spread. When the 8th prince sobered up, he too was bewildered. Hearing the gossip, he drowned his sorrow in drink day after day. He recalled how, as children, Anne had saved him from a venomous snake bite, and how he sucked the venom from her wound. He cursed her in his heart, calling her ungrateful and heartless. He didn't know and had always believed the crown prince saved her. She even crafted a mechanical bird as a thank you gift for him. That day, the crown prince came to and demanding answers. After Mia accidentally cut his face playing with the device, he accused her of making the mechanical bird, insisting she must have been behind it. Mia fanned the flames beside him, feigning remorse over tampering with her sister's gift to the crown prince. Her cringeworthy act nearly made Anne laugh. When Anne refused to confess, the crown prince used the bird's injury to the crown princess as grounds to imprison her. He dismissed her resistance, assuming 3 days would break her will. But when the 8th prince heard the news, he stormed into the crown prince's private prison alone. Just as the branding iron was about to touch Anne, the 8th prince killed the guard in one move and saved her. He joked tenderly, "You're usually so fierce when you oppose me. Why are you so timid now?" This was the first time Anne lay in the 8th prince's arms. When the crown prince arrived, Mia stood by, spouting nonsense, claiming she was about to become the crown prince's concubine, yet still exchanging glances with the 8th prince, clearly slapping the crown prince in the face. Enraged, the crown prince ordered his men to beat Anne senseless. The 8th prince declared publicly, as long as he stood guard, no one would harm Anne. Ignoring the crown prince, he scooped Anne into his arms and left. At that moment, Anne longed to witness the crown prince's defeat. The 8th prince safely escorted Anne home, believing she was to marry another. He declared they must never meet again, adding, "In 3 days, my wedding will be held. You must attend." When Annie asked why he would come, he retorted, "Who else would come to fetch me?" The 8th 8th prince suspected Annie was merely trying to make the crown prince jealous through such desperate means. After hearing her explanation, he stormed off in anger. Soon the wedding day arrived. The crown prince arrived first, bringing only a fiery steed for the procession. He intended to humiliate Anne into submission, forcing her to kowtow publicly and confess her wrongdoing. He claimed he would overlook past grievances, taking her into his household as a concubine. As soon as Anne heard the crown prince's words, the 8th prince, unable to rest easy, arrived. Yet he did not know the woman he was to marry was Anne. Seeing the 8th prince approach, the crown prince impatiently urged Anne to enter the palanquin, claiming Mia was waiting for him to perform the tea ceremony. Anne retorted, "As crown prince, are you attempting a public abduction? The man I marry is the 8th prince, not you." The crown prince. Hearing this, both the 8th prince and the crown prince assumed Anne was merely sulking. The crown prince immediately ordered men to seize Anne, shouting, "Bring the guards! See who dares touch her." He bellowed, "What are you standing around for? Take her away." But Anne cried out, "Wait, I have the emperor's edict here. See who dares lay a finger on me." She unfurled the edict for all to see. The crown prince stared in shock and shouted, "Open your dog eyes wide and look clearly." Crown prince.